We have some breaking news here on Chicago Bears Now, and it is presented by our good friends at Magic Spoon. Guys, this cereal continues to power my mornings every single day because it's high in protein and it's got 0 grams of sugar. I'm energetic because of Magic Spoon. I'm also energetic because, guys, Justin Fields is going to start for the Chicago Bears in Week 3 against the Cleveland Browns, and I am absolutely gassed about this news. Matt Nagy making it official today, impromptu press conference. He was supposed to talk to the media tomorrow, decided to get it out there today. Andy Dalton unavailable because of that bone bruise in his left knee, so it is officially official. Justin Fields will start against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, and guys, it is time to get fired up in Chicago because, number one, and we'll talk Andy Dalton in a minute, this is not celebrating an injury. This is nothing against Andy Dalton, but this is getting to see the future now. That is what this is all about. We all want to see if Justin Fields is the answer at quarterback. Now, if he goes out there and throws 3 interceptions, that does not mean he's not the answer, but I'm excited, man. We get to go see this guy go back to the state of Ohio where he torched Big Ten defenses at Ohio State, go on the road against a good Cleveland Browns team and try to pull off an upset against them. That's a hell of an opportunity. That's a hell of a story, and I'm fired up to see Justin Fields on the field taking every single snap here in Week 2. If you're as fired up as I am about Justin Fields getting the start in Week 3, type me down in the comments, guys. I know some of you guys thought, oh, maybe he's not ready. Let's see Andy Dalton a little more. That's over. Justin Fields is the starter for Week 3. I believe he's going to be the starter for the rest of the season. Type me if you're as fired up as I am about Justin Fields playing. Now, obviously, he had a couple of rookie moments against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 2 when he played about 2.5 quarters. The stat line doesn't jump at you, but this is the perfect example of why you can't go box score hunting when you're evaluating players, especially quarterbacks. I thought Dan Orlovsky of ESPN really broke it down nicely on Twitter yesterday. You guys should go check him out on what he said about Justin Fields. He said out of the 13 throws he had, 11 of them he gave check marks to, and basically saying good decision, right throw, good throw. Only 2 out of 13 were either bad decisions or bad throws. That's pretty good stuff from Justin Fields. And now, starting today, he's going to take the snaps with the first-team offense. He'll get all that first-team work this week, build some chemistry with Allen Robinson, with Darnell Mooney, and some of these other quarterbacks or receivers and tight ends as well. I think you'll see some read option with him and David Montgomery. I am fired up to see what Justin Fields can do in this offense. I just hope Matt Nagy unleashes him and lets him let it rip because I think his ceiling is limitless in Chicago. Like I said, the stats don't tell the story of how well he actually played last week. He wasn't perfect. The interception late was bad, but if a couple of balls that should have been caught are caught by Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney, 2 players that you're relying on in Chicago, that stat line looks better, and I think Bears fans would feel even better about this development, which is, of course, Justin Fields starting in Week 3 against the Cleveland Browns. So I'm fired up to see this happen because, look, the way Dalton played in Week 2, if he doesn't get hurt, he's probably going to keep playing, which would have been fine, but doesn't your skin just perk up a little bit when you see that the rookie quarterback that you traded up for is going to get to play in this game? Doesn't that excite you just a little bit? I'm thrilled for Justin. I think he's going to relish this opportunity. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Make sure you guys subscribe because we bring you all of the breaking news, rumors. We do live shows, live watch parties, and a whole lot more. Go check out our game preview that went up on the channel just a couple of hours ago, earlier today. 5 keys to victory for the Bears to upset the Cleveland Browns on the road this week. And then, of course, join us Sunday for Bears vs. Browns watch party. I'll shave this beard. We'll watch Justin Fields, and we'll celebrate throughout that game, especially if he is able to pull off the upset. Subscribe for more Chicago Bears coverage. We'll have you guys covered throughout the season. Matt Nagy said obviously a lot this entire press conference. He was basically peppered with Justin Fields questions. He says he's ready, says he's comfortable. He says he's proven to us being this Bears coaching staff, that he's ready for this moment, that he is ready to be this team's starting quarterback, at least at this point in time. So they're comfortable with him. If they weren't, they could play Nick Foles. Nick Foles is going to be the backup for this one, so that assures that Andy Dalton is not available, at least for this week. Now, Nagy did say this about Dalton, that he is maintaining that he is the Bears starting quarterback when healthy. I tend to think that he's saying that for a couple of reasons. Number one, it gives him an out if Justin Fields really struggles, and once Dalton is healthy, you could go back to him and say, hey, Fields wasn't ready. We told you guys the plan was for Dalton to be the starter. Or number two, and I think more likely, he's saying that because he has to. He knows that Dalton's going to miss a few weeks here. If Fields comes in and balls out, what's he going to do? Take him out and go back to Andy Dalton? I just don't think that's going to happen. I think this is PR speak from Nagy, and quite frankly, it's the right thing to say because he's protected by the fact that Dalton is not healthy right now. Justin Fields is, which makes him the starter at this point in time. Will Andy Dalton start another game this year? Type Y for yes, type N for no. If he does, that means one or two things. Or one of three things. One, Matt Nagy's a moron. He goes back to Dalton for no reason. Number two, Justin Fields gets injured. We don't want that. Or number three, Justin Fields struggles mightily, and he feels like he has no choice but to go to Dalton. Other than that, if Fields comes in and at least plays pretty well, I don't really see a scenario where Dalton is this team's starting quarterback. So predict it for me. Will Andy Dalton start another game this year? Type Y for yes, or you can type N for no. Magic Spoon, this is a guarantee because their cereal is absolutely fantastic. Maybe Dalton plays again, maybe he doesn't. This, I can promise you, though, is the healthiest, tastiest cereal on the market. It's the best of both worlds. You see the benefits up top: 13 grams of protein, only 4 grams of net carbs, and 0 grams of sugar. And you guys can get $5 off with Magic Spoon at magicspoon.com/bears. The benefits are great. The flavors are natural and delicious. The blueberry flavor is one of their top ones. Cinnamon is excellent as well. I just showed you guys the cocoa earlier in this video. I'm a big fan of the cocoa flavored cereal. But whatever your taste buds are, whatever your flavor choice is, they're going to have it at Magic Spoon. Plus, they have seasonal ones as well. I've seen them promote a Halloween edition right now, pumpkin flavored cereal. I'm sure it's good because I trust Magic Spoon. Get $5 off at magicspoon.com/bears. We'll be sure to have a link down in the comments and in the description. My take on will Andy Dalton get this job back, I just don't see it. Justin Fields is going to take this job. He just is, because he's built different. He's got the mindset of once I get the opportunity, I'm knocking that door down. I'm not looking back. I expect Justin Fields to take command of this offense, to take command of the huddle and say, guys, we are going to win football games behind me. Trust me, I'm going to spread the ball around to A-Rob, to Moody. We're going to run the rock with David Montgomery. I just think Justin Fields has everything you need to be a starting quarterback, not only from physical ability, but from the intangibles as well. And by the way, kudos to Andy Dalton because he was playing well. He's been a great mentor. I don't know if you guys saw the little clip from Inside the NFL, where he's banged up, his knee is hobbled on the sideline, he's fired up after Justin Fields scrambles for that first down late in that game. He pats him on the helmet and says that's a hell of a play to get that first down and help seal that game. Andy Dalton is a pro. Matt Nagy said that. He's saying he's doing all the right things. He has the right attitude for dealing with this injury, for dealing with this situation. Andy Dalton will not be a distraction. He will not be a problem. If he gets healthy and Fields is still named the starter, he will do the right things because that's the type of guy Andy Dalton is, and I fully expect him to handle this like a true pro, like he has up to his point. And if you want to show AD some love, just type AD in the comments. I think this guy's a great teammate. He's still going to have value on this team. He's been a pros pro for a decade plus in the NFL. He's not a rook. He knows how to act. He knows that this was a possibility. He obviously didn't think he'd lose the job due to injury, but he had to know that Justin Fields at some point would get an opportunity, and that opportunity has come. So if you want to show AD some love, be sure to type your ADs. But the story of the day, Justin Fields starting against the Cleveland Browns in Week 3 of the NFL season with Dalton unable to play. Nick Foles will suit up as the backup quarterback, and I, for one, cannot wait for this Week 3 matchup on Sunday, which, of course, will take place at 1 o'clock Eastern, at 12 o'clock Central Time. Like we said earlier, be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss our watch party. And predict the score right now. Score predictions: Bears, Browns, Justin Fields starting. Can he pull off the upset? Let us know who you think is going to win this game and what the final score is going to be, and we will see you throughout the rest of this week with more videos leading up to this matchup.